Milwaukee.
Being drafted.
Right, Milwaukee. So, like I said, I got drafted to Milwaukee, which it was either the Knicks, Denver in the first round, and then after it would be in between the end of the first round to the third round. So I got drafted by Milwaukee at the beginning of the third round, and Brian Winters just retired. Charlie Chris went to Atlanta, so it was 2 guard spots open. So I thought it might work out, and I got to Milwaukee and had a really, really good camp. And at the end of the camp, the Bucks traded for Nate Archibald, Tiny, and Kevin Greavy. So, that was the end of that for me. So I went to the CBA. From the CBA, it was Phoenix Suns were really interested in me. So at the end of the first year of the CBA, I went to Phoenix, stayed there the whole camp, and then at the end that didn't work out for whatever reasons. And went back to the CBA and got called by Atlanta. Went to Atlanta, stayed there for not long, a week, and that didn't work out. So eventually, I just said, I'm not gonna continue to chase this dream. So it's time to go make some money. So I went to the Philippines, which at the time they had a funny league where their league, they didn't take players over 6'6". So they took one player 6'6" and one player 6'3", and I went in and I was in between both of them. So I went there. They paid me, but I didn't play a game. Eventually came back, went to Venezuela, played in Venezuela, led the league in scoring and so on and so forth. Came back from Venezuela, and a team from France called me. And so when I came to France, I was just, first year I averaged like 30 points and 12 rebounds, and things just took off from there. So I played over here in France for like 12 years, and I got married to a French girl, and I have French nationality. So I've just been in France now for over 27 years.
Wow. And you love it over there, huh?
Well, it's funny because New York is still my home, but when I do the arithmetic, I spent more time here in France and Europe as an adult than I did in the States. So so as time goes on, my friends, I still have my good friends, but everybody's married, family, and it's not like we're kids anymore. So basically, my life has been I spent 27 years here, so this is pretty much home.
Now, are you speaking the language fluently?
Oh, yeah, I speak the language fluently. I have French nationality.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
I have both nationalities, actually.
Okay. So now what is new for Billy on the horizon?
Well, there's so many different things. I was in the States not too long ago. I went to see St. John's because Chris just took the job at St. John's. And there's a lot of people, alumnus and different people who would love to see me come back and work with Chris. But Chris, he has his mission. He knows what he's doing. He brought in Mitch Richmond, which I think Mitch is a great guy, first off, and he can do so much for the program because he has that stature. He's a Hall of Famer, a great guy. Not a New Yorker, but he's easy. I mean, easy like a Sunday morning, and he's a perfect fit for Chris, and Chris got a nice staff. Eventually, if the occasion came up, I would love to come back and work with him. But for the moment, I'm in Europe and I'm doing my thing. I work with young underprivileged kids, and I have my own association where I help kids with kids that want to play sports, and don't have the means to do it, financially or the family backing, and I help them out with anything they might need, if it be buying the equipment they need to play a sport, or helping them get a license, or helping them get contacted with teams, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Now, when you look at the NBA today, how do you see it as being different from the days in which you played?
Well, the days in which I played, the NBA was a man's game. It's just that simple. I mean, you don't really have to look that far. Back in the days, I mean, there was like what 2 or 3 players that went from high school to the NBA. There's Moses Malone, Bill Willoughby, and I can't remember the other one. Darryl Dawkins, I believe. I'm not sure, but you know, it was a man's game. I mean, when you got to the NBA, it wasn't, you know, you had a long process to become a official NBA player because it was a man's game. It was a man's game, and so nowadays, you know, even the rules was a man's game. When they fouled you, you know, they fouled you. It wasn't no protection. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. Now today's game, you know, it's so much more money involved. It's more like going to a concert than going to a real game.
Yes.
For me, you know, it's like you know, it's entertainment. You know, other than like when you get to the playoffs and you get down, and even the playoffs when you get to the finals, the division finals, when you get to the West Coast finals or East Coast finals, then you really get down to playing some real ball. But up until then, you know, the game. I mean, which I understand the commissioner, because I mean the salaries that they're paying and the money that they're paying, you can't. You got to give a product for what people paying for, because you know the price of a ticket and the money that television is spending and cable is spending to have the right to these games, and the salaries that they paying the players. I mean, you know, hey, I explain to people in Europe sometimes. They like, you know, in the NBA, you know, sometimes it's walking. I'm like, but you know, you got to remember, if somebody paid like $300 to take his son to a game, and then not counting the food and this and that, and he goes to see Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan steals the ball, he takes an extra step, and this might be the only time they're going to get to see Michael Jordan dunk, man. Who cares? You know what I mean? The referee's not going to blow that, and I'm sure the commissioner is telling the referee not to blow it. You know, so, you know, the NBA for me, the NBA today is like more entertainment. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you see kids, everybody got dribble between their legs 10 times before they shoot. You know, everybody, the big. I mean, if you watch a point guard bring the ball up, even without pressure, he goes between his legs 10 times before he crosses half court. You know, you got the centers outside going, you know, dribbling. I mean, that's today's game, but I mean, you know, everything changes, and so. We didn't play that way, like, you know, dribbling between the legs and all that. That was like a means to get to the basket. Now it's just a part of the game.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that, you know, we see in the game today, that they're anointing guys with the status of superstar, and they haven't proven themselves. How do you feel about that aspect of the game right now?
You know, that's a part of the aspect of the game that kills me. I went to the Portsmouth Invitational a couple of years ago, and we talked with Ralph Sampson and a few other old heads from our day, and it's like, you know, kids before they even get to the NBA, before they even get to college, they're already deemed superstars. You know, I mean, if you look back on it, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, I mean, you know, Tim Duncan, Olajuwon, Ewing, people had, you know, you spent 3 years, 4 years in college, and then you got to the league and they're not even sure what you're going to be.
Yeah.
You know, and these are some of the greatest ever did it. Now these kids come out in high school, they're already deemed superstars. You tell me. I mean, the kids today. I mean, how many kids that we can just go back and forth. Like how many kids their lives just got ruined because, you know, what's his name? Lenny, the kid, he's supposed to be better than LeBron. And you know, in high school, but they're telling they're making these kids superstars, and everybody's like, you know, nowadays AAU ball is like semi-pro. You know, they're making these kids superstars, and they've never done anything. So you get in the league, and then you can't be mad with some of the kids because you get in the league, you get $15 million. You play 4 years, your career's over. But I mean, who's going to say no to $15 million? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, if you have to name superstars in the league right now, who would you say the superstars are?
For me, on top of the list, without a doubt, is LeBron. I mean, in every sense of the word, in everything he does. I mean, his off-the-court demeanor and everything he does. For me, him, Kevin Durant. I think Stephen Curry is making a real bid at saying he's top notch. Then you got Russell Westbrook, who's a beast. You got the kids from the Clippers, who are definitely, maybe, I mean, I think time will tell. They got to win something, but like the point guard from the Clippers, Blake Griffin, and Chris Paul, CP3, but he got to win something though, because I mean, you can't say he don't have talent around him. I'm not really a big fan of the kids from Houston, but Harden. I'm not a major fan, but he putting up numbers. But for me, I wasn't built around numbers. I like winning. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. These guys was like the guys that set the stage for me. They were about winning, man. So you got to bring it home.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done, then we get it done. And for me, like today, things are more based on numbers that you put up and things you do. I'm still I'm an old head, man. So, for me, it's like, did we get it done? We didn't get it done. So the rest of it, it's the season's over. You go home, they go on.
Yeah. Okay. So where would you rate Kobe in this whole scheme of superstars?
Oh, Kobe is without a doubt one of the greatest ever did it. I'm not a big Kobe fan, but I'm realistic. He is without a doubt one of the best ever did it.
Okay.
I mean, he won. I mean, he put together a crazy career, longevity, work hard, ethics. I mean, besides the little off-the-court nonsense, that happens, but he's known for his work ethic, and he put up numbers, he got rings. I mean, he is what people want to be.
Yeah.
Like him or love him. I mean, when it's all said and done, he's right there with the best ever did it.
Okay, before we wind down, what did this basketball career do for your life?
That's a good question, because that's one of the things I talk to the kids that I work with about. It's like it made me who I am, because I always had a lot of respect for myself. I'm the type of person I could go talk to the president like I could talk to the bum on the street. I've learned to deal with people, all kinds of people, because when you play ball, it's a team game, and when I first started as a kid, we played with friends, and then as a pro, once you get to the NBA, you get to the pro level, everybody not friends, it just become a job. So you learn to deal with people. We deal with all kinds of people. Like, you don't have to be friends, but you have to, when you on, for 48 minutes, you work together. And so you learn to put a lot of things aside. And I think it's what forged my character and make me who I am, because I learned to deal with a lot of things, with adversity, with a lot of adversity, and joy, take them both in the same stride.
Okay, great. Great. Well, is there anybody that you would like to shout out before we end this interview?
Without a doubt, tell my man Paul I said what's up. It was a beautiful time as kids. And, and I just want to wish Chris Mullin the best of luck with his St. John's adventure, because he's, our friendship is one of the best things that happened in my basketball career, because we share a real good friendship, even if we don't see each other all the time, but whenever we're together, it's just like we go right back to where we were.
Yeah, well, you took me down memory lane when you started speaking about King Tower and the names that you named there. You took me down memory lane with those names.
Oh, King Towers was, let me tell you something, that was probably the greatest tournament in New York City at the time. I mean, going and playing King Towers, you had people hanging, other than the Rucker, when the Rucker was on the downslide at the time. And King Towers, Whitney M. Young was still Whitney, but the King Towers, you go to King Towers, you got people hanging on the roof, hanging out of trees, Gumby just lighting the crowd up. And then when you go there, man, your A game, if you were the player, you knew your A game had to come with you, or you wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Stay home.
Yeah.
Yo, stay home, because they're going to talk about you, man. Before you get back home, before you get back uptown, they be talking about, yo, he got stuck, he didn't do nothing, dude, you went to King Towers, man. That was A game time, boy. If you played no place else, you had to play there. Trust me on that one.
Well, Billy, you gotta get the Oval so that we can do a video taping of this interview, so that the fans over here that you have can definitely see you and enjoy.
Oh, we'll do. I enjoy talking to you about that, man. I kid you not. It was a mutual admiration thing there. Well, look, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get that. You say the Oval? That's what you said?
Oval. Okay.
I'm just write it in my inbox, and then I'm gonna get it.
Okay, and then you create a card.
Today is the no school day for my daughter, and then she got a gymnastics show today, and so on and so forth. So this is her day, but I get it, and I get you at the end of the week. All right?
Okay. Now, what time is it over there in France right now?
It's 6 hours different from where you are. So what time is it there? It's about 11 here.
It's 4:55 here in the morning.
Oh well, it's 11. It should be like 10:55 here, almost 11.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's 6 hours different.
Listen, we're looking forward to getting you on that our YouTube TV station, so that our fans can see you and see the things that you're doing and hear your stories. But we at True Superstar definitely thank you for taking out your time to give us this interview.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make sure I get you the rest, all right? So we can get the video thing going. Okay.
Okay. All right, Billy.
Okay, man. Enjoy your day, and make sure you tell Paul I said what's up, man.
I definitely will.
Okay. Enjoy.
All right.
Bye bye.